inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey ladies, how you doing? Oh God, I feel so good and I am so frustrated at the same time. So for those of you that have stayed up to speed with the podcast episode, you listened to Takeover. And even though I still didn't tell anybody what I was doing, when I was releasing it and why and all this stuff. Well, I did say in January 2020, which my release date may actually be sooner. I literally just was like in a zone and I wasn't talking shit. I mean, I just woke up and I had this amazing feeling that was like, yeah, you can do this and you should do this and it's going to be the shiznit. Well, as soon as I open up my mouth and I'm all excited because everything is going perfectly, you know what happened next. I know you do. Everything went to shit. How many of you have ever bragged about anything or said something and then things don't go right? I know a lot of you have, because what happens to a lot of people is I hear basically the expression, I don't want to jinx anything. And I'm going to be honest with you, whether you say something or not, I mean, for real, think about it. How many times have you wanted something really, really bad and you're like, I ain't going to even say nothing. And then when something negative happens, you're like, that's why I ain't even say anything because I ain't want to hear such and such's mouth. But you still have a choice to make, right? To surrender to the circumstance or to navigate around it. And that's what recently happened to me. So I'm like, okay, I had all this access to this information. Things were going great with, this system that I was working with. And then I got to leave so many details out. I'm sorry if it just sounds crazy. But the point is I got left hanging. And at the end, what looked like I was going to get about 100% of what I needed, at least 90% maybe, and then have to make an additional fee or something like that. I ended up getting left hanging and realizing that probably over 80 to 90% of what I needed wasn't there. And it's like, oh man, come on. There's only so many hours of the day and I got these different things to do. And I could have stayed in that place, but I didn't. I went on full blown research mode and I'm typing and I'm researching, I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm typing and I'm researching. And I am so glad that the initial thought was met with what looked like what was going to make things work. And then that it didn't actually work because I would have had a subpar version of what I'm going to be creating. And because I was met with an obstacle, I had to go back, relook, research, find things, and find something that is of such a higher caliber. I'm like, why didn't I see this first? But I had to go down the rabbit hole. And how many of us, come on, think about it. Have you had something happen? It could be something like writing a book. You could have gotten to chapter 3, and that's another thing that's recently happened to me. Go back, look for your document. The file is gone. It's like, wait a minute, no. And you spend an hour like checking, your recycle bin, your external hard drives, your different file folders, only to realize that it's just gone. But you know what's going to happen, right? People that say, oh, that's a sign, and man, I wasn't supposed to do it. Or you got the people that say, oh, well, I guess I got to start over. And then the version that you make the next time is even better. I mean, come on, it happens with emails. How many of you have used some kind of program where your CRM, you write an email and you copy all because maybe you were going to use it as a blog post or a social media post too. And you copy all of it, but then you end up copying a link too. And when you go to do paste, you paste and it's the link and all the copy is gone because you accidentally did cut instead of copy. And it's like, dang it, everything is gone. And you have to start over and redo everything again. The stuff just happens. My biggest thing is I want people to stop looking at negative stuff occurring as it really means something. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't even say negative, but just anything that feels like it's in opposition to you moving forward, to stop looking at it like that. When you start experiencing some form of opposition, you've got to start getting excited. Like, for real, I'm not going to say that I never get mad and that I don't get pissed, but it's like I only got 2 seconds. I'm like, wait a minute. They did this happened, that happened. Oh, you know what? But that's all right, because that just means I'm going to have to bam. And then I immediately begin to do whatever it is that I need to do. I may even look at some other scenarios so that I can be proactive and prevent some other kind of drama, obstacle, or whatever from coming. And, I call myself Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless for a reason. Relentless means that you will not give up. You will not take no for an answer. You're going to do whatever it takes to get what it is that you want. And that is one of the most powerful mindsets of an entrepreneur to have. And so today's message was really simple, really quick. If you've got something out there that you want and you don't even necessarily have to give all the details, are you the kind of person that still you're like, nah, forget that. I'm not giving no details and I'm not saying what it is either, because you don't want to speak up, because you don't want to put your foot in your mouth, because you don't want to say something and then things don't go as planned. Things never go as planned. Even the greatest people who've done events every single year that know everything still have the weirdest things happen to them. They do. And you have to keep on going. I actually encourage you to go ahead and open up your mouth, say what it is that you're going to do, claim and declare that thing, because putting it out there then makes you accountable to the world. Anybody and everybody that can see or hear what you said on social media and your organizations and so on and so forth can say, okay, what get your head up. I know you're not going to be sleeping on your dream. You made a commitment. You made a promise. You need to get up and show out. I tell people all the time, that whenever we make a decision to do something really great and powerful, usually what happens, it's almost an exact science. You have that sense of faith and your energy is so high and your mind is so focused. You don't even realize that you are in the highest state of attracting, that something comes to you, multiple things or people come to you to let you know you're on the right track. You get all kind of confirmation, you get access to resources, people cut you deals, yada, yada, yada. And then after that, something comes that is equally, devastating. It's in opposition to where you're going, and it has the job of discouraging you. At least that's what but it's like the scripture, which people say the scripture wrong. And I'll come back to that on another time, that, what the devil meant for bad, God meant for good. But, you're not supposed to get upset about it and say, I quit. This is a sign that I'm not supposed to be doing this. That's the biggest thing. People will say that it's a sign that I'm not supposed to be doing this, when no, it's actually a sign that says that you need to be on your P's and Q's and do it better. You need to be on your P's and Q's and be wiser. The opposition is, oh, see, this is proof positive why you need to do this. And you are the chosen one to counteract the opposition and make it happen no matter what. Your dream is always going to be tested. And I know people want you to just stay in woo-woo land and believe that things are always going to go great, but it's not going to be that way. And as successful as, for instance, Tony Robbins is, I remember reading one of his books a while back. And he talked about how he was at the height of his success and he was ready to do something amazing in his business. And a friend of his played him for $1 million. You know, just because you make money, money does not stop problems. It's like when we moved into a better neighborhood in St. Louis and then some houses gotten broken into. We're like, crime doesn't know a zip code. You know, it may be more prevalent in certain areas, but the thing about it is at the end of the day, crime is crime. It's just that you might go from blue collar to white collar crime, depending on what area you're in. But money doesn't stop life from happening. Being a positive soul and in a powerful spirit doesn't stop, you know, opposition from coming towards you. So make the decision to go ahead and do what it is you're supposed to do. So yay, that was your word of wisdom, you know, for today. So how is your mindset? You know, real talk. If your mindset is jacked up, you can have all the strategy in the world. Somebody could tell you, hey, I have the formula. This ain't no cookie cutter bullshit. Do steps 1 through 5 and you're going to be financially free. But guess what? Real talk. If you don't have the mindset to carry it through because of all of these other types of things that I've just said that are going to come your way, you won't stay an entrepreneur for very long. Look, I'm really, really excited because the community is growing and the women are in there kicking ass. I want you to listen. It is no obligation. There's no obligation to stay whatsoever. But if you come into the Fix My Business group and your mind isn't blown away the first month, then I'm going to slap myself. It's impossible. It's impossible for you not to be blown away by the way that you're going to be served by the women in the community and moving forward. You know that you need guidance. You love listening to this podcast because it gives you that juice and that motivation. And sometimes we all need a little motivation. But like I tell people all the time, motivation doesn't build businesses. Discipline, hard work, passion, tenacity, foresight, being a visionary, and a plethora, a host of other things. That's what builds businesses. But if you want the strategy and you want the mindset, you need to come in to Fix My Business. Just head over to augustcrenshaw.com/services. Click on the DWY tab when you get ready to sign up. The lowest tier is $197. Trust me, I am going to give you more value always than what you've paid for. So in the meantime, in between time, beautiful ladies, I will talk to you later. Deuces.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire